Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Visit Germany, the don'ts of visiting Germany. Now, we did a video from the channel before, and it was pretty much the same format, but just about the USA. Now, in case you don't know, my name is Nico. I am from Germany, so I'll definitely, watching this throughout this video, I'll definitely let you know if he's telling the truth, and well, or at least if it's accurate, and I'll give my take on it. Because I grew up here, I'm still living here, so let's see what it's all about. And I like this guy. He's pretty cool.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World. Today we're in Munich, and today what we have for you are the don'ts of traveling Germany. Because there's so many things you should do, like visit Munich here, or going to Berlin, or the Harz Mountains. There's so many great things to do here, but there's a few
Do you like grapes as well? Allow me some good grapes. Don't mind me eating a little bit.
cultural don'ts you should know, so when you come here, you can have a better time. And the first don't I have for you is don't assume Germans are these cold, unfriendly, uncaring people that we've kind of been taught by stereotypes throughout the years. Germans are...
Okay, instantly I have to disagree. The one thing that they always say about Germans is definitely this, that they're cold, that they're unfriendly. Now, I don't know what he's about to say, but just my take on it real quick, it is 100% true. Germans are cold. They're not interested in they're very much interested in your business, but at the same time, they couldn't kill us.
Friendly, uncaring people that we've kind of been taught by stereotypes throughout the years. Germans are actually really wonderful people. They're helpful, they're kind, they're honest, extremely honest. And the thing is, to see that, you need to ask them for your help. Ask them for some guidance, and they'll be glad to help you. And that's the thing is, some people think, oh, German service isn't very nice. Well, the thing is, German service is very professional. And if you ask them for help, I guarantee they will know the entire background of every meal you have and everything in the shoe store and all kinds of stuff. They'll be able to help you. But don't think that they're these cold-hearted people, because Germans really are super nice. And if you make a German friend, I guarantee they will be with you until the end. They make the best friends ever. So that's the...
Okay, that's not true. So German friends are not good. It is. Here's the thing about, okay, in case you ever want to go to Germany and make some friends, it is almost impossible to make. The barrier of entry for having a German friend, or acquiring a German friend, or making a German friend, is so big. I mean, and to me personally, there is a, even if you get through that barrier, it is more often not really worth it, because honestly, even I myself, I've grew up in Germany. I went to German school, and there's just very, very, very few people I would still consider my friend, even after all these years. Germans are cold. I gotta give them a little bit shit here, and that's the truth. Is German service unfriendly, or is it like you said, professional, just very professional? Now, there's a fine. I'll put it this way: there's a fine line between, or Germans distinguish between work life and private life very much. That's definitely the case. There is, yes, some people really know the background story of their profession, but honestly, dealing especially with German bureaucracy or something like that, most people that you talk to or want to get information from only know very, very, very specific things from their job, whatever it is they're doing. So, knowing everything about insurances, okay, maybe insurance is now the one exception here, but and I'm glad that he has has had good service, but that's not really my experience.
The first thing is, don't think they're bad people. Now, my second don't for you is don't cross against the light. Don't jaywalk. Germans really, 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 really like their rules, yeah. And they really, 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 really don't like people breaking them. And that will mean tourists as well. And one of the biggest things is crossing when the light is red. They don't like that. I lived multiple years in Germany, 3 years in Germany, and there's been quite a few times where a grandma, an Oma, stops me and says, hey, bei Rot musst du stehen. By grün lass du gehen, which means by red you stay, by green you're allowed to go. And that's one of the things is the Germans do like those rules, but the biggest one that a tourist doesn't want to do is don't jaywalk. Also, you can get a fine for that, so heads up on that one.
Now, this is the thing just to scare some people. in my entire life, I've never ever witnessed someone get a fine for jaywalking. It is something that people do all the time. Now, granted, especially old people, they never do this. And yeah, I mean, when you do, cross, when you do cross the street early, when it's still red and not green, people still give you shit. They still give you shit. They give me shit for it. But yeah, I think it's just it's just a thing that scares people off. I think jaywalking is far more. I mean, you have to be more careful with jaywalking. Probably in the States, far more in the States than here in Germany.
Now, our third tip for you has to do with the fund, the deposit.
Oh yeah.
Don't just throw away your bottles, like your big bottles or cans, and don't just leave your Christmas market mugs and stuff like that out, because you have to put a deposit on a lot of these things. For example, if you're at the Christmas markets and you get those cute mugs that everyone loves to get, look, usually you're going to be paying between 3 and 5 euros for the deposit on those mugs, and if you walk off with it, great, you have a cool souvenir. But the thing is, do you really want 8 of the exact same mug? For example, we were here in Munich and we got Glühwein and Kinderpunsch, the children version of it, and there was 8 of us. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 euros of a deposit. I'm like, whoa! I got to use that 100 euro shine, that 100 euro note that I've never got to use before, just on the deposit. And make sure you're turning those things in. Don't just throw it away, because it actually does add up after a while, so save those. Now, my fourth tip for you is if you're invited to go to a German's house, because you know what, if they like you, they probably will invite you. They are really nice like that. But if you're going to go to their house, don't forget to bring either flowers or wine or candy, okay? That's kind of a typical thing you bring over there. Also, don't wear your shoes inside. When you come in, take your shoes off. Yeah. Sometimes they even have house slippers for you when you get there for their guests, but it's kind of rude to have your shoes on inside the house, so just know that. So make sure you do bring something to their house if you get to be, if you get really invited to their house. It is really cool. Now,
yeah, I have to agree. So they taking off the shoes when you go to someone else's house is definitely a thing here. And while I personally don't like it, having to take off my shoes when I go into the house, just because it's so inconvenient, it's just the effort to take them off. I don't know, it's just annoying to me. But I do understand it. I do respect it when people, want to walk indoors or in their house or in their apartment just with slippers and nothing else. Now, the whole thing about flowers, wine, candy, and that sort of thing, that might be a thing if you're invited for the very, very first time. But if that's not the case, honestly, I've never gotten a weird look by someone or by a family just because I didn't bring something. Now, obviously, you're not supposed to, I can just treat them like shit and take everything for granted, obviously. But that's not such a big thing here, especially if you just visit. I mean, there's a difference between visiting and being there for the first time, in my opinion. I mean, visiting is like, for example, you're as a tourist. Okay, that might be different. But if you're a citizen here, I really don't. As long as you're a nice person, no one really cares.
Now, the fifth don't I have for you actually is specifically for tourists that I've been seeing a lot lately when I've been traveling through Germany, especially Berlin. People have been using the Jewish memorial in Berlin, with the stone blocks and stuff, kind of like a parkour course, or this is the place to make the coolest selfies in Berlin. And people are climbing up them, jumping across them, doing silly pictures, duck face. It's a memorial to dead Jewish people. What the heck? What is wrong with you? I mean, this is not something you do. You don't do that. Also, at the concentration camps, we're seeing more and more people doing their duck face selfies. Look, this is where they burned everybody. I'm like, are you kidding me? So please have respect for people when you go to the concentration camps and the memorials and things like that, because the Germans show respect, for the horrible things that happen, and we as tourists need to do a better job as well. So don't be a tool when you're visiting some of these concentration camps, okay, or these memorials, all right?
Okay, so that's definitely true. Now, I've been to the memorial or to our capital only once so far, but we did visit with school, but we did visit the Jewish memorial. Now that's definitely it. Now when we were there, I think people were scared because there were so many teachers and so much security that they didn't even try to climb on top of these things. But they definitely use it as parkour quite often. Very much. That's definitely true. And the whole selfie thing, sure. But then again, people used to take selfies everywhere. I mean, it doesn't matter if it looks nice, if it has a horrible or terrible history. I mean, it doesn't really matter. People do that shit all the time. So I wouldn't specify that, or I wouldn't say. I mean, sure, it's inappropriate, but it's almost inappropriate anywhere, really. Now, what else did he say? Let me see. Oh, the Buchenwald. Yeah, of course. I mean, I also went to one concentration camp while I was still in school. I think that was around in 10th grade. I think in 10th grade we went to Buchenwald, or Buchenwald, like many English-speaking people say. Buchenwald, yeah. You do have to be quiet. You definitely will get thrown out if you don't keep quiet. So, yeah, they obviously take it very serious here. So.
Now, my sixth don't for you is don't wait. Look, whether it's a line or you're ordering food, you don't wait in Germany. Germans are go, go, go. We are very efficient. We want to get things done. So you're going to be on time for things, all right? Very punctual is important. But for a tourist, when you go to restaurants, what you need to do is when they give you the menu, look in it right away so you can order right away. Because it's not like in the US where they come back every 2 minutes to see us, need anything now. They come when they come. So if you get that chance, make sure you do place your order, get your drinks and your food in and things like that. And when you want to get your bill, you ask for the bill. They'll come right away with their big wallet, okay? And you pay them right there. And when you
That's strudel. Now, in case, have you ever strudel? I'm pretty sure I've never eaten it myself. I'm pretty sure that's what they eat in a scene in Inglourious Basterds. In case you haven't seen that, it's a very infamous. I'm pretty sure it's very. I mean, I'm almost certain that it's from Germany, or maybe, God knows. Here's the thing: if you're not sure whether it's from Germany, it might as well just be from Switzerland or Austria. It's all the same.
You pay them.
But I do have to say, yes, Germans are definitely on time. I would say at least 85% of the time, 90% of the time. They take it very serious here, and I can actually appreciate that. That's a thing I can. I think it's a good trait to have. For Germans, being on time means you're at least 5 minutes early. Yeah, and I've lived my whole life so far since then. But because I mean, if you're late, I mean, maybe it's because of the consequences. I don't know how other can whether it's a doctor's appointment, whether it's a something. Definitely have to be on point.
You'll say, let's say it's a €27 bill. You will say 30. You just say the total amount you want to pay, and they'll put that down for you. Okay, so then they give you the change back from that. Okay, but don't wait. Like once they seat you, they give you a menu. It's time to order. Okay, when they come and ask, because if you wait, you might be waiting a long time. Now, my seventh don't for you is don't experiment on the Autobahn. Okay, I know the Autobahn sounds really cool. Yes, driving without speed limits. Look, I've driven on the Autobahn before. There's a reason why I go in public transport. It can be really scary because we were going about 100 miles an hour, like 140K. We're going and we're in the right lane because there's BMWs and Mercedes going, and you just see them go by like,
true.
Wow. And it's kind of dangerous when you're out there, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So please, if you're not comfortable with these fast speeds, make sure you don't experiment on the Autobahn. Stick with the public transport. It will take you everywhere here, which is so awesome about Germany. Now,
yeah, that's definitely true. Now, like guys, in case you're interested, the fastest, since probably know Germany in the Autobahn, not throughout the entirety of the Autobahn. I just want to make that clear. But for a large amount of for a large part for the Autobahn, there's no speed limit, meaning you can go as fast as your car can go. Now, the fastest I ever went was I'm going to tell you in kilometers per hour and then miles per hour. So kilometers per hour, the fastest I ever went was 250 kilometers per hour. That is around 155 miles per hour. That's the fastest I ever went personally with a car. And it's true, you definitely see people just rocket down the Autobahn, and just pass you like it's nothing really. And it really happens with everything. You don't even have to wait. You don't even see too many like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, or all these, sports cars release. Now Germans love their Porsche. In Germans actually Porsche. They love their Porsche. That's what you see most often on a German Autobahn, at least from my experience. But even they don't even. But people that pass you like this, they don't even drive these things more often. No, they just drive some modded BMW or a Mercedes or VW. Definitely, very true. I like this video so far. This is even though I disagree with a lot of things that he says, some good takes.
My 8th don't for you is don't expect to shop on Sundays. Look, most of Germany is closed on Sundays, except for museums and restaurants. So if you want to do your shopping kind of stuff, if you're here for a long weekend, do it on Friday or Saturday, because on Sunday, a lot of the stuff is closed. 99%. Now, the things that usually tend to be open on Sundays, things that are attached to the train station. So if there's a mall attached to the train station, that'll probably open. Also in December, they'll have Sunday hours, a lot of places. But just know, basically on Sunday, everything's basically closed. Also on Mondays, a lot of the museums are closed. So if you're going to do a long weekend, including that Monday, make sure you check and see and say, hey, let's do our tourism stuff on Saturday and Sunday and do our shopping on Monday. My 9th don't for you is don't forget to have cash. Look, Germans, yes, they have credit cards, but they prefer cash. Yes, have your euros ready. There's ATMs all over the place you can use, but you really want to have cash with you because they don't accept credit cards everywhere. A lot of places they do, and a lot of times you need to have a chip card, for your credit cards and stuff like that for everything to work. But just know that cash is king here in Germany, so don't forget to keep some with you just so you have it. And my 10th don't for you with coming to Germany is realize that you don't just see half-tempered houses here. Germany is not just the stereotype of half-tempered houses and beer halls. There's so much more to Germany. Whether you're going to Berlin, where they have the Potsdamer Platz and all this new stuff there, or you're here in Munich, where the tech stuff is booming, or Hamburg, which is a rebuilt city. I mean, you have all these cool modern cities here in Germany, and it's not just half-tempered houses. And the thing is, you can see the half-tempered houses, Quedlinburg and Wernigerode and
I don't have tempered houses. I don't actually know what that means.
Goslar in the Harz Mountains. Oh, my heart just falls in love with that place. Here in Bavaria, go to Regensburg and Bamberg, Oberammergau. You can get that old Germany, but also you have very modern Germany as well. So make sure you explore both sides. Don't just try to think it's going to be half-tempered houses, but experiment all the wonders of Germany.
Okay, so I don't know what half-tempered houses means. Actually, let me see. Half. Oh god, I can't type. Half-tempered house. Oh, half-timbered. Oh, those houses. Yeah, I mean, if you went to the city where I grew up in half my life, then you would definitely see them everywhere. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you're not gonna see any of them in modern cities like he says. Now, granted, I don't think our big cities are very modernized. I gotta be completely honest. Berlin certainly isn't. The only somewhat modernized big city, from my experience here in Germany, is actually Frankfurt. That one is actually modernized. It's very true. Let's see
Germany.
Let's see what is on last few words.
Anyway, I hope this helps you out to have a better time when you are here in Germany. If you have other don'ts about German culture, please put it in the comment section below so we can have more help for our awesome travelers. It looks like things are picking up here in Munich in the morning, so I'm going to take off and I'll say Auf Wiedersehen, or until we see each other again.
Yeah, Auf Wiedersehen. Okay, so guys, I can't think of any other do's and don'ts right now, or don'ts off my head. But definitely, if you have some questions, leave them down in the comments, and I'll certainly will tell you about it or give you an answer for it. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, again, this was my take on it. But I would say I've grown up here. I've lived here for a long, long time. So I think I know a little bit more. But then again, I mean, he spent most of his time in Munich, which I didn't. I'm from Hessen. That's also where Frankfurt is from. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's any other videos you would like me to react to, put it down in the description as well with the questions. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.